pointer stores the address of a variable, and that's correct. So we can define a pointer as um, a special variable that can store the address of another variable that it is pointing to. A pointer is a special kind of variable that stores the address of another variable that it is pointing to. Now, what does this mean? This certainly means from the definition, it means that there are two variables. One is the main variable, then the other one is pointing to it. And the only way a variable can point to another variable is if it is able to store the address of the variable. So technically, what this means is that if I have a variable called, um, let me initialize a variable here. Let me say a, for instance, and I say a is equal to 30. All right, and I want us to understand something, that the moment I did this, a particular block of memory was created, or no, not created, a particular block of memory was assigned the value 30, and it was called A. Are we together?
Yeah,
Yes,
we're
we are.
together. Yes.
All right, good. And because that variable, I have said here that it is an integer, it means that the amount or the size of that particular block of memory is 4 bytes on a 64-bit operating system. True or false?
True.
Ah, I thought you're only one person that is responding. Now we have up to 20 something persons here.
Yeah, yeah, you are correct.
Yes, sure, we are
Okay,
together.
all right. That means if it's 4 bytes on a 64-bit operating system, what if it was a 32-bit operating system? What will be the size of the integer?
It will be 2 bytes.
2 byte. Thank you very much, Emperor. That was Emperor, right?
Correct.
Okay, thank you very much. So that's it now. So what we did here in this single line here, we created, okay, a particular block of memory. We gave it the value of 30, and we called it A. Very good. Now we know that this variable is like a container now, and it has a particular address where it is sitting on in my.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, please.
We
I'm
can.
sorry,
Yes, we can.
I can't see what you're talking. Like I'm only seeing the terminal with your name and computer name, the prompt printed.
Ah, my
Uh
file
huh.
is
We
open
can
now.
see our screen. I
I
can see
just saw
our
it now.
screen with 7 lines. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
I just saw it now. Okay, it's from my end. Sorry. It's from my
okay,
end.
Okay.
okay.
I just saw it now.
Okay, thank you. Ah, so what was I even saying, Sif? Okay,
You're
yeah.
talking
So,
about a variable A. Okay, go ahead since you got it.
all right, thank you. Now, this particular variable is stored in a particular address, and if I want to know the address of this variable, I can do that if I tell C to print the address of this variable, and I can do it by doing this. The address of my variable is percentage p, sorry, comma, ampersand a. Now this ampersand here, I said in the previous class where my cursor is, this ampersand does the job of.
We can't hear you any longer. Or is it my network?
I wasn't talking, but now I'm talking.
Okay.
All right, so I typed something on my computer screen and I'm waiting for it to show on the meeting. It's not showing yet.
Okay.
Village people at work. Retype. Okay,
It's
now.
showing now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
It's working.
I read a comment there that ampersand refers to address of. So what this particular line of code is doing is it's going to print the address of A for me. And all things being equal, this should compile. Good, no problems. That's really good. Oh, I did not put new line character. Oh, there. That's C for you. I don't like this thing. I want to put the new line. It's very, very ugly. All right, let me compile again and run. Okay, so you see this line, this very interesting number here that looks like a hexadecimal. That looks to be in hexadecimal format. That's the address of where my variable is stored. So we can see that we can print out the address of a variable. Now, when we say a pointer stores the address of another variable, you might want to ask yourself, and so what if something is storing the address of another thing? Well, we're going to answer that question and you're going to understand how that pointers might be the most important concept you ever study in ALS. All right, so how to declare and initialize a pointer. I want a pointer that will point to A for me now. And this is what I do. I would declare it first. I'm saying, okay, sorry. The syntax is this. The syntax is data type equals asterisk pointer.
Your screen is frozen.
Hello, it will unfreeze in Jesus' name. As it is it on is it what is it? As it
Yes, it's
unfrozen?
showing now. It's showing now. Yes.
Yeah, it's showing now, it's showing now.
All right, so this is the syntax to declare a pointer. Data type equals asterisk pointer name. Now, what the hell is data type doing there? Now, this data type is asking me what kind of data do you want to point to? All right. So, if my variable was a character, for instance, that means character. Let me change this to a character. Let me change it to S. So if I wanted my pointer to point to a character now, I would then say character, my pointer asterisk first, sorry, and then the name of the pointer. Let me give it pointer A, just you know, by choice. And yeah, I just declared it, right? I just declared it, but we were using an integer. We're using an integer. And because of that, the data type of my pointer will be int. All right. So to declare it, I must remember that the data type is the data type of the variable whose address I want to store in my pointer. Could be a float, could be double, long int, character, blah blah blah, etc. Okay. Now that we have declared a pointer, we need to initialize it because it would be very illegal to try to use a pointer without initializing it. You know what's funny? I just declared a pointer here. I called it A, but it's not pointing to anything. But my system has already made room for that pointer. It has already made room for it. Now it's my job to store the address of my variable in that pointer. And the way to do that would be to say, without the asterisk now, just the name of the pointer equals, remind me, what's the name of this symbol again?
Ampersand.
Yeah,
Address
what
of
what is
variable.
address of, excuse me please, 1 minute. Okay, thank you so much. So sorry about that. Ampersand, yes, and somebody already told us that it's address of. So we are storing the address of my variable A, and we are assigning that address to the variable pointer A. Simple as that. Now, few minutes ago, we were able to print out the address of A by using the address of A. Okay, this thing should, it's not working in real time. Okay. So we were able to print out the address using that ampersand and A. But now I want to do the same thing using the pointer that I just created now. So I'm going to, let me just be sure that now pointer A is storing the address of my variable A. Let me see if that would work. Topman, are you here?
Yes, he is.
Topman, if you can hear me, please remind me that command to copy a line on VI, or anybody,
Okay.
anybody.
Okay, to copy a
Yeah,
line,
just
go.
highlight and left click, then click copy.
Yeah, yeah,
Please
I
go.
know that, but this one
Go.
Topman knows.
Can you hear
Can you
me?
speak
Can you
up?
hear me?
I can hear you. Yes.
Okay, just go into command mode. Go into command mode. Move your cursor to the line you want to copy, and then
Mm.
press YY.
Why?
Oh, that's
Okay.
yakking. Yeah, yakking.
Okay. Then
And then
I should
to
now
paste.
go to the line and do what?
To paste. Take. Have you copied it?
I think
Yes.
K or P or there.
Okay,
But okay,
because I
kill
can't.
is
I
to
can't.
cut.
He's talking now. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. To kill is to cut. Fine. That's DD. Copy is YY, and then to paste it now. Move the cursor. Um.
EPP.
No, just PV. But who is talking now? Okay, answer the question now. If you want to talk, why making the place rowdy?
Okay. Please, I would like to hear Topman. Please, 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 please. Sorry about that. Topman, go ahead. You say just P, like capital P or small p. Oh, it's one P.
Just try it out and find out.
I just did. It's not showing there, but okay. All right. Thank you so much. Now I want to see if PTRA, which is my pointer that's pointing to A, and ampersand A, we do the same job. Was someone trying to say something? Okay. All right. So let me see if they will do the same thing for me. Notice I'm trying to print the address of the variable. I'm using PTRA and I'm using ampersand A. I want to see if both of them will return the same result, right? Are we there?
Sure, we're
Okay.
together.
Okay. Please, if you get lost or something, or you miss out on something, you want to draw my attention back, you can just type it in the info messages. Okay. If you have a question, something you were not clear on, just put it in the info messages. All right, let me compile, and nothing goes wrong, which is very good. Yeah, what do you observe? Nobody's observing anything.
No, of
The
course,
address
they
are all the
printed
same.
the same address.
Okay, thank you so much. That means my PC, my pointer is doing its job properly. How did you guys say I should? Mhm. Why? How do I cross? Why? How do I cross?
How do you what?
Oh,
Cut.
uh,
To cut, you use DD from the command mode. From
thank you
the
so much.
command
Who was
mode,
that?
DD.
Was it Emperor Shoe? Emperor Shoe.
Emperor's U, yes.
All right, so my pointer is working quite all right. So now, supposing I wanted to do something called dereferencing, or all right, let me introduce you to value of operator. Oh, let me introduce you to the value of operator. This guy, value of operator. Who can tell me what this guy does?
The value of operator is used to change the content or the value that is stored, that the pointer is holding its address.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Please, who was that that just spoke?
Emperor.
Ah, okay, Emperor, don't talk again. Please, don't talk again until unless I call you to speak. Don't speak again. I want to hear from
Okay,
other persons. I have
no problem.
Ad, thank you. I have Abdul, I have Adefemi, I have Fidelia, I have Bella, I have Bonaventure, Okay, Excel, Gambia is even too safe. I have Isaac, Ojo, Jude. Come on, you guys are plenty here. Ambrose, okay, Ambrose was speaking for. Amos, Ridwan, Mark, please. I want to hear from you guys. All right. So value of operator, like Emperor said, does the job of what did he say it does again? Changing the value. I heard something like that. Does anybody have a different
Value of
opinion?
operator, okay. I said the value of operator is used in changing the value of the address that the pointer is pointing to.
Thanks. Thank you again. Another word for value of operator is value of operator or the referencing operator. Now, what this guy does, it's used to assess the value stored at the location pointed to by the pointer. With this value of operator, we can assess the value of whatever the pointer is pointing to. We can print it out, we can change it, we can do anything we want to do with it. But this asterisk helps us to access it. Let me see if that is true. Supposing I want to get the value stored here. I know that inside a particular block of memory, A is called A, is storing 30 as its value. Then there's another block of memory called PTRA, and it's storing the address of A. That's that all those numbers 0x11111777 blah blah blah. That's what is happening there. So if I want to use PTRA to print out the value 30, which is actually stored in what PTRA is pointing to, somebody should guide me on what to do. Okay, I'm going to call.
So you, hello, hello,
Who's speaking?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Mark is speaking.
Mark. Okay.
Yes. So to get the value of the value in the address that the pointer is pointing to,
Uh-huh.
you print F. You probably write the address. I mean the value.
As right value.
Yeah, you can just say print F. The value. Just say print F
Okay.
them into bracket, then into double quotes. The value of. Are you with me?
Yes. Two. Print F and the value of what you said. Hey, I'm not hearing you.
I said you are typing 2 seconds before you see it.
I don't know if I'm the only one who's not hearing you right now, but I really cannot hear you.
You typed
Mr. Mark,
anything?
your network is breaking.
Okay.
I think sorry, okay, sorry, I'm not permitted.
You're not permitted, yes. Okay, why we trying to get Mark? I
So
want Mark is kind of talk
hello,
me. Okay, yes.
you can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Hello. Okay. At the end of whatever you write, you just take it, then perhaps to do like accelerate
Mark, can you try to leave the
PTR.
meeting and join again? Because the line is really breaking. Can you try to leave the meeting and join again? Or maybe move around and get good
Hello.
network.
Okay,
Are you sure you're not using Glow,
Yeah.
Mark?
while we're waiting for Mark to go and come back,
Mm.
to print the value at that integer, at that variable A, we just need to dereference the pointer. So like Mark has started, just continue with the value of
Yeah.
A is, since it's an integer, we'll put a format specifier of either I or D, that is percentage D,
Okay.
is, yes, is to dereference the pointer, just put that asterisk in front and then that pointer variable's name. That's the pointer's name. That will help access the value.
Okay. All right. Now, before we print this out, I don't like this A. It's good practice as a programmer to give your variable a descriptive name. So I want to call this students. Okay. And I want to call this pointer to students. Okay. Oh, I don't like this capital letter S.
Are we still admitting by now?
No, please. I don't think this meeting was scheduled for 8 o'clock, so I'm not sure about people who want to be joining by 9 minutes to 9. So please
Hello,
stop admitting.
I think I'm back. Am I back?
Mark your back, yes. Mark your back, welcome. Or is the network still disturbing?
And has been taken up by. Thank
Alright, so yeah, I just did that, and alright, so let's see if our second printf will give us um,
I
this.
think that student was meant to be a small letter.
Okay,
Oh,
you have not
great.
changed, yes,
Yeah,
to the new name.
thank you.
Both of them, okay. And then student.
Thank you. Any other place here? Okay. Value of students. Okay, the number.
Yes.
Okay, I think this is all good now. Compile, very good. And nice, cool. This is getting cooler. All right, so we have been able to use pointers to print the address of our variable that it's pointing to, and we've also been able to print out the value stored in the variable that it is pointing to. Okay.
Have we lost her, or am I the one that's been lost in the call?
I think she's muted. Probably a background or something.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Sorry. I say background. All right. So I believe you can hear me now.
Loud
Looks
and
like
clear.
Yes.
looks like my laptop. Okay, no, it's all right. So we've been able to see how that we can not only get the address, we can even access what is stored in that variable. Now that we know this, I would like us to change the variable value. That's to say, since pointer to students is pointing to students that has a value of 30, I want us to change the value of 30 using the value of operator. And I want, who is that person I said? Vivian. Yes, Vivian that did not know me. I want Vivian to speak and tell me how to go about this. Our over 10 people, you're not asking questions. I want to believe that you're following.
I'm in cohort 10. No.
I know now, that's why I asked you, because you guys are
Will you
doing
answer
well.
that
Okay.
question, Vivian?
Oh,
See your face.
okay. Okay. It will be please come back. ask me the question again so I can answer it.
All right. So the question is, I have a variable called students. It contains the number of students in my class now, although we are not up to date with it. But then it contains the number of students, which is 30, and I have pointer pointing to the address. This my pointer is holding the address of students. And
Yeah.
now we've learned about value of operator, which is the asterisk, this guy here, right? We've learned about it.
Okay, I can't see your screen. I can't see your
Please, we can't
screen.
see your screen.
Yes, it's not showing now.
Um, okay. All right. So why my screen is coming back on? Vivian, you saw my screen before. You
Yes,
saw the
yes,
value of
I did.
operator. So now you're going to
Yes,
guide
yes.
me. Okay. You're going to guide me on how to actually change the value stored in students using the value of operator or the dereferencing operator. What's wrong with this thing? You got the question now, right?
Yes, I did. Okay, so would that require that I will have to rewrite the code? So if I must, I start with int main, then
Please be
a.
calming down. Just calm down.
No, just give the line of code you need to write that would change the value assigned to the variable the pointer is pointing to.
Right.
Just only that line. You don't need to start from the beginning.
Okay, the line. Okay, print f, um the bracket open with the double quotation mark.
I can't see any screen. Oh.
Ah, my brain is blocked now.
Fam, may your brand open right now. What
Amen.
what
No,
they ask what they're asking you to do is this. No, are you aware that when I hope my brand is not noisy. I'm on the go right now.
no, it's
What
fair.
they
It's fair. Fair.
thank you. What they're asking you to do is, I mean, you've written programs before
Yes, sir.
that has a kind of value, right?
Yes,
And then the
sir.
value is printed out. Have you tried changing the value inside
Okay.
the program, inside the same block of code? Have you tried doing that
Yes, yes, I
before?
have. Yes, I have.
So the thing you do that same thing, but now not to the variable directly, through the pointer pointing uh, to its address. That's what you have to do. So your brain must not block. You open it.
Okay. Please correct me if I'm wrong. The line of code should be since are we still using the same value of 30, or we should just okay we should change the 30, so at the in students we'll change the 30 to our desired number, then print f. Oh my goodness.
Forget about the print F, sister. Forget about the print F.
Okay.
Tell her what line. What on what line? Okay, she's already on the line. Line 18, right?
Okay.
Forget about. Just tell us what to do to make that value change. How do we do it? Uh-huh.
To be honest, I was reading the resources and it was not making sense. I don't know what to do right now. I might be having the idea, but how to say it is the
Everybody,
problem.
No,
Mr.
please, can
Class,
I try?
please.
Okay. Who else wants to try? Femi.
Okay. Are we to
Vivian,
change the
thank you
number,
so much, by
the
the
value
way.
30?
Okay.
What they want you to do is that you're not going to change that line 5. It will still remain in student 30. But they're asking you to change the value using the pointer that is pointing to that value.
Okay,
So
okay.
what will just be that one line you need to write without having to touch line 5
That
that
would
would
be
change it.
okay. You will do star PTR students.
Finish up. Continue.
Star PTR student equals to 40.
That's perfect. Yes, that's correct.
Okay, thank you very much, Adefemi. So let me see if what you
You're
said
welcome.
worked. Let me see if it's right. And I want this. Thank you, Jesus. Getting the
Hello,
hang of
hold
this
on,
thing.
please. Please. Okay, okay.
Now see, change English now
Sorry, don't
to
worry.
reassign value. Change English to reassign the value so that you understand. You're not going to confuse her.
We said change the value. Is which one is easier? Reassign value or change value? Which one is easier?
It's conversant with reassign.
Oh, really? Adefemi, your conversation with reassign.
Please, can you help
No,
us
no, no.
to
I don't
find
have
the
any issue with
space?
that. I didn't see
It's
the
very
line
tiny.
18.
Somebody's complaining about my screen.
Please help me. I can't see it very well. It's very tiny.
It will. This screen there is big like
Zoom in on your own end now. Don't worry, the screen is okay. Yeah.
Please, can you zoom in? I'm using a
You
phone.
can pinch your screen.
No, she needs the font size increase.
You can pinch your
Voila.
screen. Asobu.
It's okay. I can actually
Bite
increase
your
my
tongue.
font size. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. I'm just gonna do that. And actually big. Is that okay now?
It's just easy if you could just pinch your screen to your desired taste. I'm talking about the person complaining of small test size.
Thank you very much.
All right. So Adefemi, uh, we have done what you told us to do. You say we should do PCR students. Value of PCR students equals 40. And let's see now. Let's put. Yes, Adefemi. Adefemi, please unmute.
Okay.
So what is going to be my who is this person? Deny Jerry. By this time. Are you serious? What do we
It
do
should be
now?
star PTR student.
Okay. Okay. Alright, so let me see what this short print F will do. And confine that since it's okay. And let's see. Yay! I never plus for Adefemi. Alright. Vivian,
Yes, I'm here.
are you still feeling confused?
No, 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 no. I'm not. I'm not.
Okay.
So I have a
Alright.
question.
Please go ahead, Levi.
Okay, from the starting we declare a pointer, and that time we put the asterisk as PTR student.
Yes.
So since we have already declared it, I just want to know because I'm still learning this pointer. Since we have declared it already, is there any means of putting asterisk in this one that we are changing the value to 40? If we say PTR students equals to 40, will it still work since we have already declared it before
Okay.
with asterisk?
Okay. Vivian, can you answer that question? All right. Okay, let me go ahead and answer. Who else? Does anybody want to answer that question?
Yeah, okay. When you are declaring or initializing a pointer, you just declare it with the data type of what it is pointing, just like you said. But when you are when you are trying to assign or change the value of what it's pointing to, that is when you would have to use the asterisk behind it to dereference it. But when you are declaring it, you can just only int point the pointer name. That's just to declare it using the data type. And in fact, you can even use a single line to declare and initialize it at the same time. That is int star pointer student equals to what is pointing at, which is student. I don't know if I get your question correctly, but that's just the difference.
Let me help. Let me help. Can I?
Yes, please go ahead, Bonaventure.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, add to my confusion. Add to my confusion.
So
Sorry, Bonaventure, can you hold on a little bit?
all
Can
right.
you hold on just a little bit? Ejiofor, what are you saying?
He
Okay.
wants you to add to his confusion.
Add to his, oh God. Okay, Ejiofor, what is confusing you?
What is
Mr.
what people say?
Emperor, continue, please. Continue. No mind.
What is what people say?
Okay, come again with your question, maybe so I can be more specific. The question again.
Okay, I asked that we declared a pointer as int asterisk PTR students.
That's line 7, yes.
Yes, that's line 7. And before they change it to value, before they change it to 40, it was pointing to the address of students which have the value of 30.
Yes.
Okay, now they want to change its value. I don't know if it will work since they've already declared it before with asterisks. Saying
Okay.
just PTR student is equals to 40, will it not work? Since they've already
It
declared
won't
the value.
work. It won't work. Ask me why. Since you've
Why?
declared the value, it is only storing the address of the variable it is pointing at. So if you just say PTR anything without putting that asterisk behind it, and then you put equals to 40, it will not print you 40 without the asterisk behind it. The asterisk behind it is telling you to bring the value contained in the address it is currently pointing at, not the address it is pointing at. I
Mr.
think maybe I
Emperor,
should come again so you get the difference.
Come again,
Mr.
sir.
Emperor,
Okay,
I don't think
yes?
there's any way. I don't
All
think there's
right.
any way it's being
Thank you.
that the student or the PTR student is a constant. I
No,
don't
we're
think
not
there's any
talking
Thank
way.
about a
you.
constant. We're not talking
Thank
about a.
you. Thank
Else is
you.
not a constant. Else is not a
Ejiofor, thank
constant. It
you
can be
very
changed.
much. Can I come in here? Okay.
Excuse me, please,
Okay,
everybody.
can I help a little,
There are some
please?
hands up. Oh.
Vivian wants to help. Oh. Stop for
Everybody,
Yemi.
please hold on, please.
Stop for go
Um,
ahead.
uh, be doing this while whoever is helping, while whoever is helping is helping. Just do this for me. Go to line 13 or line 12 and change that PTR to something else. Like, I mean, to the variable. Let's see whether the content of the variable has really changed, or we are seeing some copy of the variable. You understand me? Okay, line 16, right?
Okay, all right.
So
Very good, very
bring the
good.
variable straight.
All
I think that
right.
will make some things
Okay.
clear.
Let me also explain why we're about to do this now, especially to Levi. All right. So Levi was saying at this point at line 7, we already use asterisk to declare the pointer. So it was now wondering if it would work that we are trying to change the value in line 15, right? So now, here is the thing, okay? Please, if you're not muted, kindly mute yourself, okay? Now, here is the thing. The pointer, imagine the pointer to be a a a an arrow. Imagine it to be an arrow. Let's say you're traveling from Port Harcourt to Lagos, and when you're traveling by road, and then you now leave Port Harcourt Bayelsa, Delta, and then you get to somewhere, you see maybe something like an arrow that is pointing to this way to Lagos or this way to Edo State. Now the interesting thing is that that thing, in when it comes to C programming, that pointer is like a box now, but it is pointing to something that is holding a value. In other words, it's actually containing the address of the value. It has the address. It's like it's holding the key to to that variable, right? So if that variable is holding a particular value like 30, the pointer is holding the key. Now the pointer has the right to change what is stored in that particular address because it's like it's holding the key. Let me use that one. Forget about the flag and forget about the arrow. So it's like it's holding the key. It can change whatever is stored in that address. It can remove what is there and put something else there because it's holding the key. So the interesting thing for you to know is that this asterisk does two jobs. The first time we used the asterisk in this code, we were declaring the pointer. We were saying we want this variable to be a special kind of variable that is called pointer. So that asterisk makes it different from when we declared an initialized student. There's no asterisk here. So students is just a variable. But at this point where we are declaring this pointer, it is a special kind of variable called pointer. So this asterisk makes it special. But the next time we use this asterisk, it was no longer to declare a special kind of variable. Rather, it was used to get the value that that special variable now stores in itself. The particular value. We're now able to we're not like using the key now. So at this point, we could now print the fact that we can now print this 30 that pointer students is pointing to. And we can also change it. We now have the key of life. So we can now change it from 30 to 40. And Topman now suggested that if truly this line of code in 15, I don't know if you can see my screen. No.
No, we can't.
Oh. Okay, so he said I should check if actually this line of code has actually changed students from 30 to 40 or if we have actually printed a clone of it. So now that he said that, I've not done this before, so I'm going to do it now and see what is going to happen. All right. So Levi,
Your screen, oh,
everybody
your screen,
stick
oh.
to your. It's coming. Everybody stick to your screen and let's see what will happen here.
Please, the hands are raised. Could you please type in your question as an echo message? Your hands have been raised for so long. So yeah, and Ambrose.
Okay. Thank you,
Um,
Tokman. Do you have the floor now?
no,
No,
just
like I'm saying,
type your
type
question.
in type as an echo
Okay, I should have
message.
typed.
Topman,
Okay, it's
Yes.
not a question. Actually, it was supposed to be a contribution
The contribution. Okay,
to.
hold on,
Yeah.
hold on.
Okay, can you hold on? All right. So now, guys, I use the key that the pointer holds to change what it was pointing to change the value in that place to from 30 to 40. Now I want to actually print the value of the variable to see if students has now changed to 40 or if it's still 30. Let me compile, thank you Jesus, and run. Can you see that? Who is
What?
laughing?
Why are you talking Jesus?
I'm thanking Jesus that GCC did not complain. Are you saying that Levi?
Yeah, I can
See,
see it.
it's fun. See, it's fun, man.
So
I can
it
see it.
also means that I can change this thing to anything I want. I can decide to change, knowing fully well that I have the key now to the variable called students. I can change it to anything at all, and the variable has changed. That means that what happened is C went to pointer students. There's an address there. He now said, I want you to put 100 inside. Go to this address and put 100 there. So what did now happened was that the compiler went to the address of students and said, guy, no verse, so they say, I put 100 here. He now removed 30 and put 100 there. You understand? So is this clear? Sorry, I've not compiled.
Crystal clear.
Levi. I want Levi to answer because he's the one that asked.
It's very clear now. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Ambrose, your hand has been up, but I can't see your question.
So,
Yes.
so yeah, yeah, pause.
Okay, the variable has been hacked. Ewo. Nice one, Levi.
Okay, good.
It helps you to understand. Ejiofor, are you still confused?
Good evening.
Ambrose, yes.
Yes, please. I'm like, good evening.
Good evening.
Now, I'm just requesting you to do me one favor. Could you just display your code? I
Excuse
don't
me, you're
mean
supposed to have,
I,
you're
I
supposed
don't
to
mean
have Siri
running.
pause.
Displaying the source code.
It's coming up. It's coming up. I've opened the file already.
Okay. Now,
Am I still in this call?
in line 4, we are declaring a variable students of integer type having 30. Having
Mm,
30, let's say it's having 30 students, right?
mm.
Now, in line 7, we are assigning let me use the term assigning. We are assigning a pointer students with that star. A star is called asterisk, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that is in line 7. Now we are using printf to give us the okay. Before I even go there, now line 8, we are now assigning that our pointer students contains the address of students,
Yeah.
and here we are now printing the address of the students. Now let's say like address of a school in a layman's term. Address of a school in a layman's term. But then let's use our pointer to be like as a guard. Let's say askari, a security man.
Okay.
Now scroll down. Okay. Now here in line 13, we are now saying print the number of students. But now that one we are now going to ask, we are going to ask an askari because we have already assigned an askari to watch over the students. Now let's say askari, please tell us the number of students you're keeping, right?
Mm. Yeah.
Now scroll down. Scroll, please.
Use the network. I've done that already.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen. Now here we are saying that please askari, add for us students in school, add for us 100 students. And then again,
Actually
we are asking.
change the value
Yeah, we are
stored in
saying
students to 100.
now doing that, we use that asterisk sign. If you just put it before the name of the, let me say, Amina, I'm not calling it a pointer, I'm calling it a scary. Now, that asterisk sign is now representing the number of students that this scary is protecting. So if you change the number of students now here, Askari is going to say, okay, they've instructed me to add more students in the school. So Askari is going to allow more students to be added. Now we shall tell Askari, how many students do you have now? Definitely, it's going to now compute is going to tell us the total number of students, the old students and the new students. I don't know if someone has understood that way like I have.
Your last line is
It's not quite like that.
Further
okay.
official.
It was not added. The value was changed.
Yeah, the value was
So
changed.
the old value is
In
no
a
longer there.
layman's Okay, in a layman's term, that's why I have said after changing the value, now we are asking the askari that what do you have? How many students do you have? Definitely, the value is now going, the current value, like let's say the current number is now what the askari will give us, not so?
Exactly.
And if you go to the school, you will definitely find that the school now has that number of students, of which Ebube has just done it. She went back, recompiled, and found out that the number of students from the variable has definitely been changed. And yet we changed it from what? We changed it from the pointer. Not so?
Yes, you're right.
Mm. You are right. Anyone.
That is how me I understood it. So I don't know if somebody else understood it in a different way or I
Thank you very
mistook it.
much.
You may put me right.
Thank you, Ambrose. Thank you very much for that layman understanding explanation. Thank you. Abdul, your hand is up.
Okay, thank you, Ibe, for the session. I just want to uh, explain in my own perspective if it will help anybody. Actually, I got this better from your explanation. So now, my understanding of this is that the asterisks that we use in the first instance to make pointer students to be able to get to the address of the variable. The way it works, in my own understanding, is that you see that percent that we attached to the variable a, it's actually the the operator that is getting the address of variable a. Now, but then the asterisk pointer student is the asterisk is the only thing that can make any variable to see what the passant is doing to A. So immediately when you add asterisk to a variable, that variable has been enabled to read what a passant has done to variable A or any other variable in that position, if that is clear. So the other one is the second time we are using the asterisk, we are using asterisk there as a magnet that will be able to attract the value in the address that the passant has shown to us with its attachment to the variable a, for instance. Am I audible, please?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so I think that is the way I understand it.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you everyone for sharing. I hope nobody is confused at this point. Please, before we move ahead to look at pointer arithmetics, um, just want to be sure that nobody is confused. Um, Judin, me, I don't cuckoo confused. Judin, are you still confused? Okay, no response. All right, so let's progress. Did I use this food still? Oh, make another one. Make another one. I'm gonna for. Okay. All right, I want somebody from cohort 10 to guide me on what to do. Like, I just opened the C5. What do I do? I want to start coding. So, what's the first thing I need to do? Somebody from cohort 10. And I'm going to call names, don't worry. I'm going to call names. Levi,
Ma?
what do I do? I just opened the C5. What do I do next? I want to start writing some code.
So the next thing you want to do is to write your macros.
What's up with first? The macros?
Yes,
Are you sure?
and that could be the hash includes the library, the library that you might want to deploy in the program.
Okay. Um, I hope you can see my screen. Okay, so now that we were able to learn about dereferencing and using values, you guys have done function. Goten has done function. Everybody has done function. Now there's this particular task I saw somewhere, right? Um, okay, this is your assignment now or your classwork. This is your classwork now. Um, let me try to structure it. Okay, I have a variable. I'm going to call in cohort. Okay, in cohort equals 10, right? Then
Please, we can't see your screen to understand what you're writing. Sorry.
I see it now.
Yes, thank you.
I see my code.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much for drawing my attention to that. So I have int cohort equals 10, and I want to declare my pointer. Hmm? After declaring pointer, the next thing is to initialize, right? But I don't want to call it pointer cohort. I just declare the pointer. Then the next step would be to initialize it equals address of cohort. But then, do you know that there is a shorthand to do this? 3 lines I just did here. Let me show you a trick. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to comment these 2 lines of code. Oh, Betty, I'm not even Betty. Now I can do this in one line like this. I hope it works. You guys think this pointer was properly declared and initialized? Oh,
I'm not sure this works in C. I've not seen it before.
It works
Okay.
perfectly.
Wow,
Okay.
this will be awesome if
Hello.
it works.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. You will excuse me. Like my network went off, and I'm even lost. I don't know where people are. Could you just please help me bring me on board?
Okay. Hey, what's that thing to undo? Yay. Yes, I got it. All right. So, all right. Welcome back, Ambrose. Ambrose, I was trying to show us that normally, as we've been learning so far, when we want to use pointers, the first thing we do is that we initialize and declare and initialize our variable that we want to point to. Then the next step will be to declare the pointer using these asterisks to declare it and say that this variable is a special kind of variable that is called a pointer. Then we will now
Yeah.
initialize that pointer to store the address of our variable, right? And
Yes.
we did all of this in 3 lines of code. But now I was going to show everyone a shorthand to do the same thing. So I decided to comment out, everything. That's the other 2 lines. And then declare my variable, initialize my variable, declare my pointer, initialize my pointer, all in one single line. And this is it right here.
Okay. 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 Yeah. Actually, I also came across it in the tutorial.
Okay, yes, cool. All right, so let's just print it out and see what we are printing. Print F. Okay, so let me say the the address stored in PTR cohort is some percentage P for address, new line, comma, and cohort. Okay, all things being equal, it should work fine. UCC compiler. Let's give it your name, Alright, it worked. Less line of code, same thing. So that's a trick to make your writing of codes faster. I hope you guys took note of this.
Yes.
Alright,
Also
so
perfect.
okay. Alright, so I want to clear all of this. This is not even what I wanted. I wanted to give you guys a classwork, an assignment, something like that. So in school horror thing. Alright. So now I want to have 2 pointers. Let me see. Um, let me see. First pointer and comma. Second. Let me just type everything in future. Second pointer. I didn't put asterisk. Okay. So I just declared 2 pointers in one line. And then I now say, okay, first pointer. First pointer equals address of cohort. Mhm. Cool. And then second, why am I giving all these spaces? Second pointer equals first pointer. Okay. Hmm. Now print f print f percent d and percent d with a new line and value of first pointer, comma, value of second pointer. Okay, what is this going to print?
It's going to print out 10, 10, and 10.
for both
10 and
values.
10. Yeah, let me say 10 and 10. Okay. Well,
Why that boy they talk when person still dey think? Which kind thing be this?
what's there?
Sorry.
Yeah, my God, thank people. So if I have not said anything, who is Fola Shade? Who is
Going to
Gambia?
print out
Who is
10.
Ojo?
The other one will print out the address, while the other will print the value.
Okay, first pointer will print the address, while second pointer will print the value of what?
I mean, the first pointer will print. Um, okay, wait, I'm coming. The
Okay.
first pointer will print the address, like I told you, the address that is of the cohort, while the
Okay.
second pointer equals to the first pointer. This means that the line 9 says that whatever the first pointer is pointing at, that is also what will be contained in the second pointer. So line 9 also
Nice.
says that it will print the address of that particular line 4. But now you
Okay.
are being told to print this and this star star. Wow.
Ambrose, your hand is up.
Yes.
Okay,
Nneka,
so
okay.
the printf is going to print. It's going to print the asterisk first pointer is going to print 10. The value of
Okay.
actually yes, the value of cohort. It's going to
So
print
it will
10,
print
and
10.
then
Okay.
then the second asterisk is going to
Mm-hmm.
print the value stored in the first as the first pointer.
Which is
Can I?
can,
I
can
think
we hear
both of
from
them are going
Nneka?
to. Okay.
Okay,
The
Nneka, your hand
first
is up.
pointer is going to print. The first
Okay,
pointer is
guys, how
going to
about we do
print
this?
10.
Just type your answer. Just type your answer. Type your answer in the
Okay,
income
no problem.
messages. All right. Just type your answer. Let me give you 1 minute to do that. I'll mute myself. I'll be back in 1 minute. Okay, I'm seeing 10 and 10, both will print address. I think the two pointers will print 10, okay? The printf will print 10 and 10, okay? First pointer equals value of cohort equals 10. They both will print the value of cohort, which is 10. That's from Levi. Sandra said 10 and 10. Ejiofor said 10. Neka said 10. Second one print 10. Pointer and the second one print 10. Okay. Okay. First pointer will print 10. I was supposed to be 10 and 10. Okay. Okay. I feel so proud. I feel so proud of you guys. Okay. Uh, that means the class is really going well. All
Why
right.
are you laughing at us at the same time?
I'm feeling so proud. All right. Okay. Let me compare. Arithmetic Josie and aided out. Voila.
I'm too good.
10 and 10. You guys are wonderful. Okay. All right. So now I believe that with this we have understood how value of this value of operator works now. I'm very sure Levi is no longer confused. Ejiofor is no longer confused, right? We're now very conversant with all of this. All right. So the next thing I want to look into is pointer arithmetics. Can we do that? Okay. All right. If your hands are up, we have a question. Can we type it? Let me read it from here. Can we type it, please? I'm the only one confused. Sandra, sorry. What time did you come? What time did you join us? The class was actually fixed for 8 o'clock, and we started at 8:10. If I'm not mistaken, even though you got the answer. Okay. This class. Oh, you joined a few minutes ago. I take my sorry back. I take my sorry back. No sorry. I only joined an 8 o'clock class a few minutes ago. Give me my sorry back. Please. Some person's hands are still up. Is it possible for you to type what you want to say?
Excuse me,
Or
Ruby. Excuse me.
okay, sorry.
Something has been catching my interest in this call, and I've been trying to take my attention off it, but I just can't. Please, who is XXX word? I need to talk. Good evening. XXX word. Good evening.
Top man, kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀?
So, your name is very interesting and got my attention. So, I know what that means, please. What?
Hello?
Yeah, talk to me.
Hello?
Good evening. Talk to us. I can hear you.
Okay, so what was the question? My phone died.
Maybe your network is bad. Please let the class continue. Talk to me from through the income message. I'm very interested. Sorry. But I'm very interested.
Presenter,
Thank you.
please take the income message.
All right, Ejiofor is asking what's gonna happen if we add plus after the equal sign. So I'm wondering after which of the equal signs, please.
Line 9.
Line 9. So like put a plus here, like this. Excuse me. Like this.
Yes.
Okay. I've not seen this before. I've only come across plus equals. Not come across equals plus. So my GCC compiler is complaining
It
because
will be
just like
wrong.
me,
It's
he
plus
has never heard of
equals
it.
and not equals.
Okay. So All right, so let's talk about pointer arithmetic, shall we?
Did you hear Neka?
No, I did not.
She said you should put the plus before the equal to.
Oh, before like this, the unary plus operator. I don't know what's going to happen. Also, let me just see, sure.
It won't work.
It will
Uh,
work. Okay, it won't work
Can,
in
it,
this, but
you do
plus
not
equal.
initialize now. You do not
Okay, yes.
initialize before using it.
Mm.
okay. All right. All right. So basically, most of us understood what happened here. We
Hello.
have yes. Is anybody asking a question? Somebody's hand is still up. If your fault. Okay. All right. So we had a variable. We initialized. Why do I keep saying initialized? We declared two pointers, and then we pointed the first pointer to the address of cohort, and then the second pointer to the first pointer. So what's happening behind the scene is if you go to the first pointer and you open it, you will see inside it the address of cohort. That's what is there. Then if you go to the second pointer and you open it, you will see the address of the first pointer. So it's like saying, I want to go to Ejiofor's house, but I don't know the address of Ejiofor's house, but I know the address of Pelumi's house. And inside Pelumi's house is Ejiofor's address. So that means if I go to Pelumi's house and I take the address of Ejiofor's house and I go to Ejiofor's address, I will see Ejiofor there. So that's what is happening here. The first pointer is holding the address of cohort, but the second pointer is holding the address of the thing that is holding the address of cohort. So at the end of the day, the second pointer is able to access cohort, right? It's able to access cohort, which is 10. And the first pointer is also able to address cohort. So that's why when we came here to print, we were able to print that the value that is being stored in the second pointer, like the since it's holding the address of another thing that's holding the address of something else, technically it's 10, right? And the first pointer is also holding is pointing to 10. So that's why we had 10 and 10. Okay. Person I wanted to print out their addresses. Person I didn't want to print out the value of cohorts. What if I wanted to print out the addresses that's stored in the both of them? Let me see something here. Okay. Let me say address stored in point pointer is, excuse me, right? And this is too long for no reason. Point pointer second. I want to see the address is stored in each of them. I'm also learning now. Oh,
You do
I
not
hate
remove the
doing like this.
asterisk. The asterisk before the
Hello.
first pointer.
Okay, who is that person? Said, what's that? Is it Mark? Sounds like Mark. Is it Mark? Okay, okay, all right. Okay, my screen showing there. What's happening here?
It printed first address and second address, first pointer address and second pointer address.
But it's printing exactly the same thing.
They are the same thing.
Yes, it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Now I wonder exactly what it's printed. If it's the um, address
It
of
print
cohorts.
the
Let's
cohort.
see.
It printed the address of the cohort.
Nice. So, I just want to put a new line character here. And another new line character here. So, okay. And I want to say and and cohort. Okay. So let me see. It's actually printing out cohorts. The addresses of cohorts. DCC, all things uniform. Ta-da. And Neka was correct, very correct. So the both of them are storing the address of cohorts. And you know that because they are variables, they have their individual addresses. Who can tell me how to print out the individual address of each pointer? We know how to print out the address stored in the pointer. What if we want to know the individual address of the
Hello.
pointer?
Hello?
We are going to use ampersand
You use the ampersand before it.
for the printer. Point I mean.
Yeah, you use the ampersand before the pointer after specifying it using the percentage P.
Like this? Hmm? Like this?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Compile and nice, cool. This is so
Why the
Oh,
cohort
God,
stop
easy
printing?
now.
cool. Sorry? So we have the cohort has its own address, which is this, right? Now the pointer that is holding the address of cohort, it's he himself, he get his own house. So this is his own address. Then the second pointer that is pointing that's equal to the first pointer also has his own house, and this is his own address. So okay, right now I wanted us to understand something. You can when it comes to pointer arithmetics, of course, when we hear the word arithmetic, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Calculation.
Okay, calculation. Okay, okay, okay. Sorry.
So what comes to mind is arithmetic operators like addition, subtraction,
Yes,
multiplication, and the rest.
exactly.
How
Yes,
to
that's
joke
what
with
also
numbers.
comes to my mind. All right, that's what also comes to my mind. Addition and subtraction and etc. So now there is something that is called pointer arithmetics. It means that pointers you can do two kinds of arithmetics with pointers: addition and subtraction. So what this means is that if we have our integer or variable now cohort equals 10. Why did I even let me see if I found okay, nice. Let me use a particular pointer. Let me just
Mr. Bedou's
copy
hand
it
is up.
because I don't
Oh.
want to. Hey, Baba.
Eh, Babatani. Sorry. um, sorry about that.
Oh, okay. Was that a mistake?
Who is that farmer? Emmanuel. Mute your
Who
mic.
is doing that? It doesn't make sense right now. Only my ears, because I'm using the earpiece. Okay. All right. Now I want us to observe something. I'm going to print the um. Sorry, I'm going to print the address of um. Oh no, let me not give it P. Let me give it PTR. I'm going to print the address of P, right? And I'm going to print the address of my pointer. Sorry, I'm going to print the address of my pointer, right? Then I'm going to come to the new line, and in this new line, I will do some sort of pointer arithmetic, right? So I'm going to say I want to print um, the address of PTR plus 1. And what do you think this would give us? How about you type in your thoughts? What do you think this line of code will give
Hello.
to us?
Okay. Yeah,
Are
sure.
you
Who
printing
is missing? Who Abiodun is missing? Topman Abi is missing. Who is he missing? Pointing at you, making it up. This guy, if I joking, you, I'll send you out of you. Okay, I entered the command mode and I use you. 10 plus 1, 11. You think, okay, nice. Please type in your thoughts. What do you think will happen here? I'm going to print the address of the pointer. I'm going to print the address of pointer plus 1. So what do you think is going to happen?
So, what I think will happen is that in line 8, 1 will be added to the result of line 7. And of course, line 7 is printing the address of cohorts. So it will shift the address of cohorts in one place forward. That is what
What
line
place
8 will
forward?
do.
Okay, nice. Okay. All right. Is there any other person have something to say?
Hello.
Go ahead.
To me, I think if okay, I'm just thinking. I think it's going to print. It will print the address of our pointer, and then it's going to print a +1 on top of the address. But then,
Okay.
if we had maybe, if maybe we had enclosed PTR +1, and then we put asterisk before the.
Can you mute yourself, please? Okay? Go ahead.
So if we want a value to be okay, if we wanted to print like okay, if we had put PTR +1 in a bracket, it's on bracket, and then we put asterisk before it, then definitely it was going to print the value of chord, but then now it's going to add, it's going to add one on top of one on it, like one before.
Okay.
Okay, hello.
Okay.
Can I add something to my earlier answer?
Okay.
Okay, so if we go back to what bytes mean, or let me say the size of an integer. Let's say we have the size of an integer to be 4 bytes, and on the table of bytes, that means we have 4 cubes or 4 squares, for each of the bytes, for each of the bits in the bytes. So let's assume PTR is saying the address of the first bits in the
Okay.
the four bits in the 4 bytes. So by the time we add one to it, it's going to take it to the second bit in the 4 bytes. I think that's if that works.
All right. Thank you so much for your contributions. For everybody that's speaking and for those typing. It's time to say what's up. Before I do that, sorry, let me just start into. So I want to see what's going to happen if I do pointer plus one, pointer plus two, pointer plus three, pointer plus four. I don't know why my return is so far away, but and this is everything is going well. Aha. Who was the last person that spoke? Oh my god, I didn't take note of it. All right, so you seen, please, what did you observe? What did you observe? Hello?
It's pointing, hello,
Yeah.
it's pointing to the address of, a pointer naturally points to the address of the first element, the first block, the address of the first block that's in the memory space that is contained in that variable. So if you are adding those plus sign, it is going from each. Let's say an integer now that is 4 bytes, it will be pointing to each of those block of 4 space that are being created um, for the integer.
Okay, all right, let me correct something there. You're actually getting it, but you're mixing something somewhere. All right, so we, of course, we have that our pointer is pointing to an integer, and we remember that on a 64-bit system, it's 4 bytes, right? Now, if you can imagine the block of memory in your system as a shelf that has several drawers inside, like a big shelf, a very long shelf with as many drawers as possible. So each shelf is has a size of 4 bytes, and then the next shelf has another size of 4 bytes, and just like that. And they are all arranged sequentially, one after the other. And now you're pointing. You now put 10. You named one of those drawers. You named it cohorts, and you put 10 inside. Let's say the particular its address is drawer one, right? But each of those drawers have the size of 4 bytes. That means the next drawer is going to be 1 plus 4. It will now be 5. Or let me use 0. The first drawer is drawer 0. That's the address. The next drawer will be 4. The next drawer will be 8. The next drawer after it will be 16. Sorry, will be 12, and so on. So when we took a pointer and we pointed to the drawer 0, it gave us this particular address. Coincidentally, it's actually ending in 0. Okay, no, it gave us, what do we point at first? Pointer, okay, it gave us C, right? 9C. Of course, these are hexadecimal numbers. And then the one that was after it ended with A0, and then the next one is A4, A8, and the way, you know how hexadecimal numbers work. After you have 0, you have 8, 9. Instead of, okay, you have 8, 9. Instead of having 10, you now have A. Abi? Instead of having 11, you now have B. Instead of having 12, you have C. I don't know if this is making sense right now. So after this last number being A, 8, sorry, the next one was now C, which is 4 bytes later. So technically, our pointer was just moving it moves to the first from the first drawer. When we did pointer plus one, it moved to the second drawer. When we did pointer plus two, it moved to the third drawer, and it kept moving as we kept adding. But now it might interest you to know that there are no values in pointer plus one yet. Even if there's a value there, it's going to be a garbage value because we have not assigned any value to it. The only pointer that is currently holding a real variable is this one called PTR, which is holding the address of cohort 10 for us, right? So pointer one is kind of like, you can think of it as empty, though C will want to put something there because it doesn't like vacuum. It just likes to put something everywhere. So you might just find out that there's a garbage value in there. And I hope I've not confused somebody. I'm feeling like I've confused someone. Are you getting my explanation?
Yeah.
All right, you know what? I'm actually feeling very tired right now. I'm saying this back. Oh, thank you, Jare Abiodun. See, I forgot to. I was not even checking. Thank you. I actually like to stop here. People are joining this meeting by 10 after 10. God bless you for joining us. I'd like to stop here. Oh. I don't know if there'll be another class, but are you feeling tired?
Um,
If you have
Ebube,
questions, ask now. Yes.
Ebube. I
Yes.
think maybe I've also just learned another thing.
Okay.
What if first take your cursor there. Take your cursor in that printf ptr plus one.
Okay. Yeah.
Plus one. Yes, there. Now what if we enclose ptr plus one into brackets? You put another bracket there, and then just before the opening bracket you put asterisk. There's something
Yeah,
that I saw there that
funny enough, I just did that, but what it returned is another address that I can't understand. I was
yeah,
expecting the
it
value.
created an address, right?
Yes, I was expecting the value actually, like the value of a
A
value.
value, right?
I was expecting the value of a
That
value, but
value,
this is an address I'm getting.
yeah, that value is the value for is the value for is the value for the first, let me say, the first shelf in the court 10.
But then it looks like an address, not a value. Like,
Okay, so if you're saying first shelf, you're trying to assume that cohort 10 is an array, but it's not. It's not. Assuming it was an array, assuming we had something like this. I don't know if you guys have talked about
Okay,
array. Assuming we had something like this, right?
okay.
And we have maybe
Mm-mm.
34, and we have something like 54, like this. And when I say pointer, the first time it will print the address of 10. Pointer plus
Mm,
1, we now print the address of 34. And then pointer plus 2 will print the address of 54. Pointer plus 3, now we go and print a garbage value or give us an error or something because right now we haven't put anything there. It should reach right
sure.
that. Or
Okay. Thank you.
maybe let
Thank
me
you.
actually use values instead of addresses.
Okay.
Please, if you have a question, you can type it. Is this gonna work? Ah, anyway, it's not gonna work. Try later. Um,
The asterisks.
Sorry?
The asterisks. You're supposed to remove the asterisks.
Okay.
So excuse me, I want to ask.
or if she's going to use the asterisk, there's going to be a
Can you
parenthesis
hear me?
before the asterisk.
Who wants to ask?
Hello.
Why an ask, please?
Okay. What I will try to print the value inside core 3.
Yeah, okay, this is what happened now. We made an array. I don't know if you guys have discussed array yet.
That's an array actually.
We
Actually, it's
made
now
we made
combined.
an
We have They have given us a task combining array and then pointers.
Okay, if you are going to print the value using pointer, I think that
You have to put a
second line, that's line 8 to line 11, that asterisk ptr plus 1 should be inside brackets before the
yes, yes.
asterisk.
Yes.
No, no, yeah, yes.
Yes, yes.
Because I think if you just do ptr asterisk ptr plus 1, that asterisk will only be affecting the ptr.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much.
Why not try
Yeah,
it?
let me see. And I'm going to leave okay. Let me just pause. We'll just see what happens. Okay, let me just see what happens. Whether expression.
You have also
Okay.
the asterisk.
Oh,
Yeah, you don't need it.
I don't need it first.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. Okay, and
Wait, connection.
insertion of enter is enter.
What's the BI?
Oh man, come on, what's happening here?
Even these last two here, line 10 is not
What,
having,
what just happened, please?
Let me see.
line 10, line 11 is not having opening brackets.
Okay, it has worked. So I didn't need to use at again because the array is already a pointer. So I didn't need to use address of because the name of the array alone is already the address of the array, right?
Okay.
Please, please, could you explain what you mean when you say the array is a pointer to the array? How do you mean? I mean, there are plenty of values in the array. How can one pointer point
Okay.
be pointing? So, thank you.
I think okay. I think
Okay.
in the array, whenever you call on the array to point at the first
Yeah.
the first index,
Mm-hmm.
to point at the value of its first index, and then you can use arithmetic to refer to the
Yeah,
the elements at the other indexes.
it makes sense.
Thank you very much. That's true. That's true. So the cohorts, the name of the array points to the very first element in that array, right? So
Yes.
now we're saying we initializing a pointer to cohorts. We have said okay, there's a whole array, and remember that arrays are arranged in sequence. One comes after the other in memory. So if your memory is a whole block, you know that in the first drawer is our very first element. In the next drawer following it is the next element. And then the next drawer following it is the next element again. So it's arranged sequentially. That's one interesting thing about arrays. So if cohorts, now we have that cohort is already holding the address of the very first element. That means if we know the address of this one, of automatically we know the address of the rest of them because they are arranged sequentially. So now what I did now, after initializing this pointer to cohort, I now wanted to print out the very first elements in that array. You agree with me that it's 10? 10 got printed out, Abby. So the very first print F printed out 10. The next one, like as Ineka corrected, I was supposed to put these um bracket parentheses there. So after I did that, the second one got printed out, which is 34.
Your screen has frozen.
The screen has frozen. Sorry. I think this one wants to log out. Oh, damn, it's not even moving at all. But okay, fine. But this point where I did not put the two brackets, a garbage value got printed out. Only God knows who puts that value there. Because I'm seeing 13 and 14. And there's nothing like 13 and 14 in my array. So this is what we're talking about where we say garbage value. So,
But line 10 and 11, you have not enclosed them.
yes. And at that point, only garbage values were printed out. I'm having 13 and 14. After 54, instead of me to have 101, I now had 13, which is total rubbish because it's nowhere in my
Hello, it's
array.
not rubbish, oh. It's not rubbish, oh.
It's not
It's
3
not
is
rubbish,
going
oh.
to add.
What he did, let me explain what he did, though.
Yeah, I
Okay.
guess what she did.
So
Okay.
that was what I was trying to
I
correct.
can't
I
I
asked you
can't
to.
even
That's
see
why
your
I
screen
said you
at
should
the
include
output,
that
please.
bracket.
Okay. What are you saying,
Display your
Neka?
screen at your output, please.
Neka, please explain what you're saying.
She meant that the first part printed 10, then
I'm
it
not
added.
mental.
No, okay.
Wait, are you talking to me?
Yes. You said it's not the 13 and 14 are not rubbish because I call them garbage values. So you might want to
Yes,
explain
they are not garbage
where they came
values.
from.
I don't know if there's any way you can show the screen so that I'll be able to explain better.
Yeah,
You
it's
know
coming up.
the initial value, the initial pointer. The pointer is pointing um to the first index. That is index 0.
Yeah,
Okay.
which is
PTR is initially pointing to index 0. That is 10. So for line, which line is that line? That one that is asterisk PTR
Line
plus
10.
3.
Okay.
So when you do
Okay,
asterisk
it's
immediately to
10
that pointer,
plus 3.
that means
Yes,
yes.
it's
Yes, okay. Yes, that's true. Thank you.
10
Thank you
plus
so
3.
much. Just
Yeah.
refresh my C memory. Okay, so that's why we now have 13 and 14. Okay. Yes, exactly. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. So what happened there now was not pointer arithmetic. So pointer arithmetics happened in line 9 and in line 8. What now happened here was that I was adding 3 to the first one and adding 4 to the first one. So this is not pointer arithmetics. Hello, are we there?
Yes, we
Yes,
can
we
hear you.
did.
Please,
It's just
I'm
like
lost. Oh,
saying,
I'm lost.
yeah, we have this class another day. Let me say if I'm lost.
Because you didn't put in line 10 and 11, you didn't bracket it before the star, before the asterisk behind the pointer. So, and naturally, once you have an array, it is referencing the first index, which is 10. So now it's like saying 10 plus 3 to make it 13, and then 10 plus 4 to make it 14.
Please, when are you supposed to end this class, please? Sorry.
That class, I think.
Now,
What?
now.
I've ended already.
Now? Okay. Before you
I
end,
actually intended
just
to end by 10 o'clock. That was what I said.
okay. So before you end, make line 11. Put put a bracket around. I mean, after the asterisk, a close. Turn that 4 to 3. Change the 4 to 3, and then a close. The yes. everything inside the bracket apart from the asterisk. So that's
So
fine.
what are we going to have?
Good question.
We are going to have 101
What 101?
in that line 11, yes. We are going to
Do
have
we have
101 in line 3.
okay? Do we
We are
have
going to
going
have
to bring
54.
it's going to bring the third.
54,
Bring the
yes.
third value. It's going to bring the third value.
No, to bring 101.
C is fun.
Okay, so I want to believe that we understood what happened here. I'm trying to reduce this thing. I want to believe we understood what happened here. Nobody's saying anything.
I get to see the result
Yeah,
now.
Yes,
we
yes, yes,
answered
we
already.
understand.
Okay. So remember that um this is 0, 1, 2, 3. So me saying PTR plus 3 is exactly me saying is me saying move from here 3 places forward. So it moves +1, +2, +3. Why am I hearing myself?
Yes.
Okay. So
Somebody's
and
mic is
then
not off.
okay. And then now printed 101. At this point, it's important to know that you could do minors to go back and plus just know that pointer arithmetic has to do with plus and minus. No multiplication, no division. First, I know. And this is where I call it a day.
Okay, please show your code. Let's. Someone is not
I will.
clear. What happened?
Someone is what?
Someone is. I just saw a message in the income message. Like someone not clear about what happened.
I was understanding before. Okay, maybe we'll take this class another time.
Okay, so just show your code.
Just ask her which part does she not understand because this message is not really clear. She was like she was understanding before. Then where did she get lost?
I think okay, that's right. That's even no. Please, there's a feedback form. There's a feedback form in the income message now. Mr. B just posted a link. It's important to tell us, give us feedback. Let's see how was today's class for you. What do you think we should improve on? To have a better delivery. Is there something we didn't do well? Just a mistake we made. How was that? Please mute it now. Thank you. Then just suggestions to on how we could get better.
Use the form I posted, please.
Yeah, yes, just do it there from the form. So if you have any complaint, it's anonymous. You can complain. Nobody knows you. It was you that complained.
So
If you have any reports to, go ahead. And then so why is the person does not understand? Tell us where did you
He
miss it?
said
Where did
from
you
the addition.
for an addition? Okay. Now show your code, please. If you came on time, it will be did value of she called it the value of operator. Why am I seeing on some screen? Show your code now. Did you refresh? There's a okay. I'm waiting for almost to see your code. You just see that if you know what bracket does in mathematics. Plus, what's the name of the person again? Was that Sogwa?
Fee.
Yes.
Okay, fine. I need you to unmute and talk with me now. You know how to use bracket in mathematics, right?
I'm not good in mathematics. But I was understanding what she was doing before the bracketing.
Okay, I think we need to rest now. Maybe we should continue. Maybe we'll continue from
No
the
deny
next time.
mathematics here now.
Let's continue again some other time.
Let me
Or
try. Let me try to get that up.
No, we'll continue from here
okay, go ahead.
sometime.
If you know how to pass this message, like we go ahead. But officially the class is ended.
Okay. Now
Thank you so
that
much.
top man, can I go ahead?
I was just okay. Just go ahead. I was just saying thank you. Thank you to everyone who came. Thank you for attending. Thank you for making out this time. Thank you for creating an opportunity for us to learn together. See how beautiful it is. You know, we just can't help but improve. And then please, if you send me a message on any platform that I'm going to respond, please, be kind enough to have mercy on me. I will. I don't know how soon. But if it's urgent and it's something about tech, you may want to contact someone else because for now, I don't know. Only God knows when I'll have chance to go and take a look at those messages. I just come online and what comes to my mind is go drive. Okay, so that's that. So thank you very much. Thank you all. Asogwa, I may leave them in your hands. So,
In my house, I'll leave me in their hands.
okay,
Thank
Mr. Bell
you.
is here. Mr. Bell is here. And he came late. He can stay till 12 now since he came late. Bye. 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 I expect to see your feedbacks, please. Don't forget the link is there. Thank you.
Yes, a quick one, Asogwa. Let me just run you through while in 2 minutes. I think your question is that the arithmetic aspect, is it not line 10 you're asking about?
Yes, please.
Okay, in line 10, if you notice, I thought it was explained that this pointer is pointing to an array. And I could remember I answered the question saying that an array is, whenever you call or you declare an array, it is pointing at the very first member of its element. So if a pointer is pointing to an array, the pointer will be pointing to the address of the very first member of that array element, which is 10. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, are you getting it up to this point? Did you get what I just said? Did you get it to that point?
Yes.
So now this pointer is now pointing to the first member of this array, which is 10. Now in line 10 now says that the pointer, whatever the pointer is pointing to, plus 3. Whatever the value the pointer is pointing to, plus 3. That means that the pointer is pointing to 10, which is the first member of that element. Then plus 3 makes it 13.
Yes. Okay.
But in line 11 and line 8 and 9, why they are different from line 10 is because when you check the star sign, when you check that address, the referencing sign, it is already enclosed in brackets. So in this place, in that line 11, now is saying pointer, the value, the third element. What is the value in the third element of that array? Now it's not saying the first member plus 3 now. It's asking what is the value of the third member of that element. And the third member of the element, if you start from index 0, which is 0, 1, 2, 3, will be referring to 101. Are we together, Asogo?
I'm here.
So if you look at that line 11 now, you notice that there is a bracket, then the star is outside that bracket, telling you that I'm not taking this thing yet. I'm not adding 3 to the member yet, but I'm looking for the third member. That is the value I want to print. Did that help?
Sorry, please, but this line 9 and line 11, I don't see any difference because they are both in the
Line
scope.
9 and 11, they are the same. It's only
Yes,
line 10 that is
that is
different.
different. Okay.
Yes, line 9 is pointing at the first element, at the second element, which is 34. Line 9 is pointing at 54. But line 10 is pointing, you see, line 10 is not in bracket.
Yes.
So it's adding 3 to the first element.
Okay. So I
Because when
understand.
you say star pointer of any array, you are referring to the first element. When you now say plus 3, you are adding 3 to the first element, to the value of the first element.
Oh,
I think
thank
that
you
is
very.
clear.
Yes, it is.
I
All right.
doubt. I doubt. Talk through.
All right.
Okay.
So, guys,
Mr.
thank you
White.
very much. Thank you very
Oh yeah,
much.
explain it for us. Explain it for us.
What will happen? You don't go sleep. You will not sleep.
You can go and we'll probably continue from here next time. I think everybody has some other things to do.
Yes. Thank you
Exactly.
very much. Let me go and
So
fill my form.
um
Hello, Mr. Abiodun.
yeah, Mrs.
Good
Lauren.
evening.
Good
Good
evening.
evening. No, I'm fine. Please, I want to ask, when are we going to do function pointers? Because that one, I don't even know anything at all. That thing is confusing.
Don't worry, we'll fix a meeting on that topic. So we got you guys. We have plans for you guys. Tomorrow is another day, so you guys should go and digest this one first, and go back and try to work your way around it. Do some more practice questions. Example, look for
PLD video on it now.
yeah.
She there is a PLD video on it in that
Yeah, I
link.
think someone recorded.
Oh, good.
So, Pudupe, thank you very much. Okay, she already left. So, in the absence of questions, I think we can call it a night. Sorry, I wasn't available. I've been running multiple things myself. Yeah, yeah, damn. This is the life you experience as a programmer, as a developer, or as an engineer, whichever one that you free to call yourself.